Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, Lil Nas X is in some trouble. A few days ago, he was seen strutting down the street in LA in a pair of tidy whities, and I don't know why Americans call white underwear tidy whities. They weren't actually white ones. And some white cowboy boots. And there were people videoing him, talking to people in cars driving past, and people were like, it's just a stunt, he's trying to get attention for his last album because it hasn't done so well, blah, blah, blah. But no, he ended up in jail. Apparently, he eventually stripped off and was walking around nude, and then the police tried to arrest him, and he punched one of them in the face twice. Now, I'm kind of surprised that it was that mask in that moment. I was really surprised. I assumed, he was just running around being a nuisance in his underwear, and they, arrested him for public indecency or nuisance or something like that. I didn't realise he'd actually technically, allegedly, assaulted an officer. Now, did he punch a man in the face aggressively in a masculine way, or did he bitch slap a female officer? And did he go all Jar Jar? We don't know, but either way, he's facing years in jail. He allegedly, officially hit an officer, so he's in trouble, and people are still claiming this is just a stunt for attention for the album. Like, no, he was messed up on drugs and running around in his underwear and then naked, and he got arrested, and he allegedly assaulted an officer, because we don't know if he actually did that, but so apparently he did. I mean, they may have just been, black guy, let's just say he hit someone because we can just make his life more difficult because that's what the police are like, not knowing it's little Nas X. And I have trouble imagining him punching a man. Bitch slapping a girl, I can kind of see him having a Jar Jar moment, but that's about it. But we'll find out. But yes, he's in trouble, and it's kind of disturbing because I saw him in the lead up to his album doing some weird videos to promote his videos, just sort of in his house talking to the camera. I'm like, this is weird. Like, what are you doing? Where's your PR team? Where's the actual promotion for this? What are you doing? And some people were saying it was obvious that he was high in those videos. I didn't see that. I didn't read the signs. Apparently there are a few things that are clear, but I don't do that. So, and I didn't hang around people who did. I mean, I'm dead. I'm speaking to you from the afterlife. So, but when I was alive and I went out and did things, I was around people who were on drugs a lot, and I didn't really know. I couldn't really tell because I didn't do them myself. So, so I'm like, okay, so he's been messed up for a while, and they weren't taking care of him, obviously, and he's out on the street walking around high as, and got himself into trouble. Like, where were his friends? Where were his family? Where was his management? Where was his team? Did he go to a club and just walk home out of it? Did he go out on his own, and was he at home and just went out on the street and people had no idea what he was doing? Like, what happened? But he could go to jail for years. I don't think he will. It's his first offence. He's a celebrity. He's famous. He's successful. He's got. I hope he's got money. I mean, if he was a successful artist, the label would probably get behind him and support him to protect the brand. But because his last album didn't go anywhere and the album before that didn't do so well either, he may not have that support. So I'm a bit worried about him because his first album was huge. The second album, I think his first one was EP, the second album was Montero. But the last album, J. Christ, or was that the single? But basically, he had a bit of a Like a Prayer moment. It was huge. And then, unlike Madonna, who moved on to another thing, he just kept going with the religion thing. And it alienated all the religious people. They turned on him. And once he started presenting as progressively feminine, the gays sort of turned on him too. So he kind of lost all his traction, and the last album didn't do very well. And this most recent album, I guess I'll refer to that as a recent album, and the last album is the last album, because his last two albums haven't done very well. So it's not looking good for him, and it was really sad. The video was, they showed a video of the lawyer standing next to, it's like the judge is sitting in his like judge box, and then on the side there's like a little jail room, and Lil Nas is standing behind like a grate, so you can see him through the little bars. That way, I guess you can talk to the judge and don't have to worry about him getting froggy over the the deaths or anything like they do, and you see a lot of videos of people going for the judge and stuff. So I get why it's set up like that, but it was pretty sad. And I mean, there were videos of his family talking on his behalf and everything. And I'm like, where were you a week ago? Like, how obviously he's had, maybe they were trying to intervene, he wasn't really listening to them, I don't know. But clearly he's been struggling with his career and possibly addiction, and now he's in some serious trouble. And it's not a joke. It's not a PR stunt or promotions. He's in trouble. So I hope everything turns out okay for him. I think he got bail, but yeah. So Lil Nas X is, I mean, maybe he'll come back and use all this for a great comeback album, or maybe he'll just disappear and be a two-hit wonder. But yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of what's happening with Lil Nas X.